Congratulations, y'all's under arrest.
Now, the thing is, this morning, that jam's up with firewood, and the piano player, well, he's keeping her bloomers for collateral until somebody fixes that. And sir, I hope you got money for you. Now, you know, a lot of people did all kinds of stuff. You know, I don't like to call people out, but you men in this group, I'm gonna call all you men out. Whose idea was it to take 3 horses up into the 3rd floor of the Ponce de Leon Hotel? Now, hey, guys, I gotta give you a little bit of applause on that, because that was kind of a good idea, but who in the world come up with the idea to give those horses laxatives?
This one right here.
Okay, so it's not just her, it's you, okay. Now, guys, a lot of damage was done at the Ponce de Leon. Like I said, if you was over 18, you was at that party, and you caused that damage, that's why you're going to jail. You can't break up other people's stuff. You can't break their property. You're going to jail for that. Now, for you young ones, hey, you didn't do anything wrong. You're only going to guilt by association with the others who prosecuted. Now, guys, I got to tell you, Mr. Flagler, who owns that place, he built that 20 years ago in 1888. This is 1908. And in 1908, prisoners, well, they're not considered respectable, especially after what you did last night. So if I put you in this jail, I got to take you through the back door, not the front. And let me tell you one more thing about this hotel. When he built it 20 years ago, Mr. Flagler made a big mistake. You know what he did? He put that hotel right down beside the old jail that was already downtown. Now us deputies, me and Deputy Otis over here, we love being downtown, in the heart of it all. My goodness, we knew everything going on. Then this guy, Mr. Flagler, came to town. Now, he is the second richest man in the country, but when it came to him or us, you knew who got to stay, right? Because he did not want us right there. We were right beside his new fancy hotel. Smelly, stinky jail with a bunch of cruisers walking around. Nah, he didn't want that. So he moved us a mile outside the city. After he did that, he said, you know what? I'm going to give you $10,000 to build me a brand new hotel, but I do not want it to, jail. I do not want it to look like a jail. Folks, I look like a jail to you? Don't look like a jail to me. It's got a front porch with rocking chairs on it. It's got that fine white clean amber tones untrimmed. It's kind of this weird shaded pink. I like this yellow shirt right here. Now guys, hey, nobody wants to pink jail. Me and Deputy Otis, we saw this for the first time. Hey, we weren't happy at all, but Mr. Flagler paid for it, so that's what he got. Now, like I told you folks just a second ago, y'all committed a crime last night and I had to take you through the back door. So folks, it is time for jail. So what I'm going to do is change this clock, and we're going to get moving. First place we're going to go, I'm going to introduce you to our sheriff, Joe Perry. Follow me this way, folks.
Keep social distance. If you have to stay in the back, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't care.
All right, guys. Now, this right here is our sheriff, Charles Joseph Perry, the most feared but respected lawman in the state, if not the whole South. See, the thing is, guys, this man right here, hey, he's easy to get along with unless you do something he does not like. So my best advice is, do not get this man angry. If you do get him angry, hey, you're going to end up where we're going right around the corner. And trust me, you do not want to be there. Hey, follow me this way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
There's the bird cage.
Well, you did it already. So
Yeah.
we could have done something different.
He was talking about it so much he wanted to do it
Do
again.
it again.
Don't you know that's how you get yourself in there? All right, folks, now, this here is what we call the bird cage. And the bird cage, hey, it's simple. You can do just about anything if you get in trouble. And we'll put you right in here, lock up the door. See the big rope on top? We'll go to that tree down yonder, the highest branch we can get it over, and pull on the rope until you're 20 feet in that tree. Once you're 20 feet up, we'll tie the rope off, leave you hanging there for 2 up to 3 days with no food or water. And you're on public display the whole time you're in that tree. Now, once people find out down in St. Augustine we have a jailbird hanging down here, they come down here and harass them all the time. Yelling at them, throwing things at them. Hey, doing everything they can to embarrass them as much as possible. That's the reason we put you up there, to humiliate you, See, this is a humiliation punishment. Like I said, you're on public display.
I'm feeling
All that job for me,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 days, I'm going to need me a
That's
rest
okay if you
break
get a
somewhere
little
along the way.
It could
And
cool us
as I
down.
said, somebody's going to be watching you the whole entire time. I don't think I need to say anything else about that. Now, one other thing about being in the bird cage, this is Florida. If you're from Florida, you know how finicky the weather is down here, right? So it might be a day like this, a nice, pretty sunny day, and you'll be under the shade of the tree. It won't be too bad. But tomorrow, they could be calling for thunderstorms. Thunder means lightning. And if you live down here, you know we are the capital of lightning in the United States. So we're all told as little kids, do not get under a tree when there's lightning outside. Don't worry about it, folks. You're not under the tree. You're in the tree. You're in a metal cage. It was bound to be a very shocking experience for you. Now, I did use that term jailbird on purpose. Here's why. Most of y'all have heard that term, right? Well, now you know where it comes from. A prisoner in a bird cage up in a tree is where the term originally started. All right, now we got 2 more stops to make before we go inside. The next one is right around the corner, and I think we're all going to be really happy because this is in the shade.
And it's already drizzling.
All right, guys, as you're walking around the corner, I just simply want you to take a look at all the windows on the back of the building. Now, the reason why I'm having you look at these is because I'm sure these are the kind of windows you're used to having. All the buildings you go in, all the houses you go in, even your own, I'm sure you have glass in your windows, and you probably have nice, pretty curtains also. Same thing right behind me. See, there's a big difference. You don't live in a house anymore. You live in jail. You live in our jail here in St. Johns County. In our county, those are your windows right up there. They only have iron bars, no glass. This is what you call an open air jail. Now, being in an open air jail simply means anything outside gets to come inside. So if it's raining, guys, you're going to get wet. If it's 90 degrees out here, it's 110 degrees inside. And any animal that can fly, climb or crawl, or slither and slide, it's going to be in your jail cell, folks. So look at it this way. Hey, if you're staying with us, it's guaranteed you will always have a friend. All right, guys, we're going to go down here, our last stop outside, where the prisoners hang out. Come on, follow me this way.
Oh yeah, during before we were doing all the
You didn't get to walk around like that?
Guys, like I said, this is where the prisoners hang out. Okay? Now, when I say it back here, a lot of people take it as a joke, and I guess I do use it that way at first. But see, this is a literal comment I just made. You see, the St. Johns County Jail, we are a hanging jail. We've had 8 documented hangings at this place. See, we're going to talk about the most recent one we had just this year on February 28th. Now, when I said this year, I got a couple strange looks from a couple of y'all. Did you get your 1908? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, guys. Now, hey, 1908, Charlie Powell was put to these gallows on February 28th for doing this. Now, I know all of us husbands in this group or boyfriends, if somebody's talking about our girlfriend or our wife, we probably do the same thing Charlie did, except for the last thing, he took one step too far. See, there's this man going around town telling bad rumors about his wife. Charlie decided to confront this man just to tell him to stop. But Charlie did not expect what happened. See, he confronted this man in the worst place possible. Downtown in the saloon in front of about 50 people. Now, this little talk they were having wasn't a talk very long. It turned into an argument. After it was an argument, it turned into a fist fight. From that, it turned into a shootout, and that man lost the shootout. So it was over for him, but it's also over for Charlie. You see, in 1908, if you just take somebody's life, be a woman, be a man, doesn't matter. If you take somebody's life, state of Florida, they're going to take your life, no questions asked. Now, everybody gets a trial when they're taking somebody's life, see if they're guilty or not, and not Charlie. Here's why. I told you a second ago, he did this in about in front of 40 or 50 people. So there's so many witnesses, they didn't need a trial. So he went directly to one room in our jail, right there, death row. The reason we called that, guys, you have to stay there for 30 days. All 30 days, you're going to get one view out of that window. The gallows, right here, where you'll be on that 30th day for the crime you committed. Now, you know what I think? I think we're done talking about hanging. We're going to talk about something else. Now, we're going to go inside this cell right here, and what we do, once you walk in, there's 2 rooms on the left-hand side you can look at, and these are the cells for the women. So if you had that question, whether we kept women or not, now you know. So let me add to this. We do not like keeping women in our jail. We don't like keeping women in jail anywhere, but especially this one. This is considered the worst county jail in the whole entire state of Florida. But if you have to go in our jail cells, hey, we let you go in, but only because we have to. There are 2 beds in each room. So we only put 2 women in each room. That way, any woman coming in our jail is guaranteed she's going to have a bed all of her own. And that's the way we like it. And we don't like putting you in, but if we put you in, we're going to make you as comfortable as possible so you get your own bed. And men never get their own beds. Guys, I'm sorry to tell you that. You're always going to have to share with at least one other person. Now, the other thing the ladies get to do, the men do not get to do, is switch rooms. Now, you might go in that first room. Matter of fact, most ladies who come to our jail, they pick that first room because it's right by the window. A lot of light coming inside, and you can see everything. The second room, it's dark. You can't see anything. So ladies are going to pick that first room until they remember everything I said way down there. Remember, it rains, you're going to get wet. Animals going to be coming in. Once they figure that out, they say, can I go to the other room? And we say, sure, you can come on over. Now, as you can see, I'm just trying to make a point. My point is, we treat women a lot better than we treat the men in this building. Hey, it's 1908. That's the way it works. Treat women right, treat them with respect, keep them comfortable as they can if they have to be in this place. Now, the other thing about being a Southern jail is you can only go inside one way. And that's Southern style, which means ladies first. Now, ladies, I have to unlock that door for you, but when I do, just walk in real slow, look at each other's 2 rooms, then we're just going to go around the corner to the right into maximum security. Now, sir, can I ask you a question? Yes. I just need a favor, that's all. Now, you be the last one to come in, okay? So, since you're the last one, just pull that door closed behind us. You have to give it a good slam, okay? Thank you very much, okay? Ladies first, men second. Let's go. All right, everybody. Welcome home. You can do either or.
Okay.
These will be coming back down these steps when we come out. You leave it here if you want to, or you can take it through, but when you get to the front, you'll have to leave it there and walk around and come through the front door and get it. All right, ladies.
Come on, Damien.
All around this way.
Well, this is probably the best part of the tour. Good. He said you got to give it a little hit.
Hey, that's good. I like it closed like that. That makes sure it's shut. Thank you for opening that door. I appreciate it.
Do I get an extra meal tonight?
I need you to close it like that because you're Captain America. All right. Now, folks, I would tell the men, first of all, in my group, this is not your cell block. Because what I'm about to say, there's nothing good about it at all. Y'all going to be upstairs in general population. I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. See, when a man walks through that door, you just walk in like we did with the deputy, he's going to be putting him in one of these 3 rooms, and we always try to make sure the same amount of men are in each room. This is maximum security, not maximum occupancy. So what I'm about to say, hey, it's going to surprise you just a little bit. Like I said, we don't treat the men and women the same. The women get their own bed. But since you're seeing 4 beds in every room and a lot bigger rooms, do not be fooled. Hey, man walking in here for the first time might get lucky. You might see only about 8 or 10 men in every room. Like I said, that's his lucky day, folks. Normally what you're going to see is about 14 up to 18 men in every room, which tells you right away there's 2 men in every bed. All the other men in there have to sleep on the floor. Now, would you like the bad news? That's not the bad news. The bad news is how long these men have to stay in these rooms. Now, hey, in 1908, if you're put in county jail, you kept there up to 5 years. Now, 5 years. Now, most men in here several weeks, several months, or just a couple of years, but some men in here a lot longer than that. Thing is, and this is the worst part of all, once you're in the room, you got to stay in your room until your sentence is up. So imagine that, being in these rooms for that long with all these violent men. Terrible things happen in these rooms, but I would definitely never go into those kind of details. But I will give you a statistic. In this cell block, the average life expectancy is only about 18 months, maybe 2 years, but that's about it. Now, we do have one other room we're going to talk about, and that's right back here in the corner. Now, that room right there is called solitary confinement. The main one in there is not going to find anything in that room. He can't take anybody with him. We don't want him having conversations with people. We want him in there just thinking about how he got himself in that room. I can tell you one thing about that. The only main one in that room, he went through all of our other punishments. None of those punishments work, folks. That's our last resort. We have to put him in there. There's nothing else we can do. When man goes in there, however, he comes out a changed man. Like I said, there's nothing in that room. No bed, no window, no bucket, nothing. And then we close that door behind him right there, you see? When we close it, it closes up like a puzzle piece. Not a slither of light can get into that room. These guys going in there, they think they're in there for 2 or 3 days, but they're only in there for about 8 or 10 hours. So when they come out, they're totally changed in all ways. They work better, they have good attitudes. Hey, everything about is better. So some of them are model prisoners. So I'll tell you what, I think there's a better name for that room, not solitary confinement, because they change in such good ways. Myself, I'd call that room the Attitude Adjustment Center. All right, guys, one more thing we're going to talk about, and then we'll go to the next room. That picture. Now, guys, that picture was taken 2 years ago in 1906. That man up there's name is Sim Jackson. But one similar thing between him and Charlie Powell, they were hung in the same spot. Sim Jackson's gallows sitting in the same spot, but they're different gallows because, hey, there's 2 years in between them. Had to change the gallows. But if you look real close on the right-hand side, on the edge of the picture, that is the same tree standing outside. Now, I gotta tell you, first of all, it's illegal to take pictures at a hanging in the state of Florida. So it's a real unique thing y'all get to see this, because this is the only picture the state ever sanctioned to make it legal. And they only did it because Sim was part of an experiment that was going on with these 2 brain doctors from New York City. Now, since these brain doctors had an experiment and the state sanctioned this to make it legal, so those doctors could use it in their experiment, that's why it's legal, and the only legal one, because the state never before, never after sanctioned any other picture. Even though I will tell you, a lot of people snuck in and took pictures at hangings, so you'll find a bunch of them, but they're all illegal. That's the only legal one. Now, one other thing about this picture, y'all might have already seen him. Remember the big statue outside the sheriff sitting down? I told you how big he was? Now, I'm not even going to tell you. I don't think I have to point him out to you, do I?
They told us.
The black hat. Now, you look beside him to the left, those are all normal sized men, ordinary sized guys in 1908. Now, if you look at him and then you look at the rest, now you know why they called him a monster of a man. His name was Big Joe, that was his nickname. Guys, that's why. Look for yourself. You see how big he is compared to everybody else?
Yes.
Now, one man standing right behind him, that's the only man in the whole picture even close to Sheriff Perry. He's maybe 2 inches shorter than the sheriff. There's a good reason. That's his little brother. He's a deputy here at the jail. All right, guys. Now, we've talked about everything in this room right here, but I need to tell the men in here, I told y'all you are upstairs, okay? Upstairs means you're going to go outside every day and work in different places all around the county. Swamps, turpentine plants, construction sites, farmers' fields, things like that. You'll be outside 12, 16 hours a day. But the ladies, they're going to be in the kitchen most of the time. Y'all see that little hole right over there? That hole is called the bean hole. And ladies, I can show you that from this side because it helps you understand more what you're doing. You'll be in the kitchen doing this, but you're going to put plates right through that hole right there, and deputies like myself will take those plates out of your hands and feed the prisoners in these 3 rooms. Now, you do that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but that's not all you do. All the other things you do, I've got to talk to you about in the kitchen. So, ladies, let's go over there, and gentlemen, and I'll tell you what you get to do.
I'll wait until I get by. Thank you.
All right, now the first thing the ladies do every morning is they start making breakfast. Now this is going to be about 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? So ladies, you got to get up really early to start making breakfast. And in this jail, everybody eats the same thing. Everybody, all the men and the ladies are going to have grits for breakfast. Now, hey, guys, you're going to be out that back door upstairs about 5 o'clock in the morning. So when you eat your grits for breakfast, okay, make sure you eat a lot because you're going to need a lot to get you through the day. But I will be telling you here in just a minute, the rest of the kind of food you get, it's not really a lot, guys. So make sure you eat as many grits as you possibly can. Now, after the men leave and go outside and start working, the ladies, they're going to be in here in the kitchen doing all the morning chores. Girls, you might not want to do that, okay? All right, now, hey, guys, you're going to be here doing all your morning chores, all right? Now, after you do that, you're going to make lunch. Lunch will be these beans you see right here. Now, you're going to put as many as you can in here, and we'll give you ladies a little tip, okay? So you know how to get extra food for your lunch. Put extra beans in these pots right here before you cook them. Now, if you put extra beans in there, because you got to feed the men first, after the men get fed, and they do get 1 ladle, that way everybody gets the same amount of food. You don't want people fighting, saying they got more beans than somebody else. You're going to see it right here on these plates. All of these plates right here, hey, that is 1 ladle of beans. That lets everybody see exactly how much food the men got in maximum security and what the ladies have. But that little tip I've given you ladies, if you put extra beans in here, hey, after you feed the men, the deputy is going to say, ladies, you can go ahead and eat. And you're going to have extra beans in there so you can eat. You might even get 2 plates instead of just 1. So, ladies, just don't tell anybody I told you that, but there's an extra tip for you, okay? Now, the men going outside, they're going to have this. Hardtack. Now, hardtack is salt, flour, and water. Hey, guys, all you got to do is put this all together, you ladies, mix it all up in a bowl, put it on that chopping block right there, flatten it out with the roll pin, and put it in a pan, and then bake this stuff. To bake it, you put it in that wood burning stove right there. Now, when that wood burning stove, you're going to stoke that thing up so hot, it's so hot in here you can't even stand to walk into this room. Now, after the guys get their food, okay, they're going to take it with them about, I'd say maybe 8 or 10 pieces of this is what you should take. This thing is so hard, it's like a rock. Now, normally I hit it on the table, but I don't want it to startle the little one, okay, so I'm not going to do that. But trust me, guys, it's as hard as that, okay? Now, when it's time to eat this thing, okay, what I'm going to do is, all of us deputies, we're going to have several pots of coffee, boiling hot. All you have to do is put a piece of hardtack in a coffee cup, pour boiling hot coffee on top of it. After you do that, leave it in there for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. That hardtack, even though it's so hard, hey, When that coffee gets on top of it, it just soaks it in. After about 10 or 15 minutes, even though it's that hard, it's going to get soft enough to eat. So you eat your hardtack, drink your coffee, and go back to work. Now, excuse me. When the men upstairs need to have their grits in the morning and their food at night, you put everything in the dumbwaiter, close that door, hit the splice on the side really hard. After you do that, that sound will echo up to the top, and a deputy up there is going to hear that sound and open up his own dumbwaiter door. Use these ropes right here as a pulley system to pull everything up to the top and feed the men. Now, excuse me, sorry about that. Now, guys, what you don't know yet, and we'll give you a little heads up and warn you about this, okay? When the men come home at night, you're going to give them a double portion of beans. The men next door, you give them the same thing, just one plate of beans, and the ladies the same plate. But see, what's happening is, there's anywhere from 100 to 120 prisoners in the same building at the same time eating beans. So you're going to be real happy this is an open air jail.
Yep.
You don't know what happens to you when you have beans. Now, don't deny it. All right, guys. Now we're going to find your fingerprint. He'll find you. I'll bring you back in here. The other thing is, this place is totally different than what you've seen so far. So far, you've seen the jail. This is the office. Hey, this is the nice side. Come take a look. When we first walked through that door, y'all just walked in. Hey, all of us deputies and the sheriff were all together, and we all just stopped dead in our tracks. Why is that? Well, we saw something we never thought we'd see. Gas lighting. Guys, gas lighting in 1891 was unheard of. Nobody had gas lighting except for people like Henry Black. And he did build this place, but he didn't tell us he would put gas lighting in here. That was a big surprise. Now we have 4 of these lights. One in here, one in the parlor, and each bedroom upstairs. Now something else he gave us was an Oliver No. 9 typewriter. Most expensive typewriter and best typewriter on the market at the time. This right here cost Mr. Flagler $300. Now guys, $300 in 1891? Hey, tell you what, add a couple $100 more to that, would you? Guess what you can get? A car. That is a lot of money just for a typewriter. Now, this right here is a fingerprint kit I was talking about. Now, the fingerprint kit, hey guys, when we first got it, there's only 3 of them in the whole country. This one right here, one in New York and one in Washington, D.C. and narrow, but we have handrails that we sanitize between every tour we take, okay, just to let you know that. But you get up these steps, you might want to use those handrails, and at the very top, there's 2 steps down. I'm just going to talk about one thing when you get upstairs. All the rest of the time is yours. You have to walk around and explore as much as you want to. But I always have to ask this question, is there anybody who's not going upstairs? Okay, very good. You guys are going to be real happy. Upstairs, it's the biggest part of the jail and has most information about the jail. Now, if y'all two want to, as soon as we walk outside the steps, there's a little stairwell just push underneath, and then you can carry her until you come back around again. Okay? All right. Now, guys, you ready to go upstairs?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I left my book, but it's take me a while to get up.
I'll go behind you just to make sure you're good.
I know, we're gonna leave your seat.
You want to use my arm? Oh, another step.
Now, the Poly Joe Company right here out of St. Louis, Missouri, this is the company that designed and built this place and did such a wonderful job. No prisoners ever escaped out of the St. John's County Jail. Now, folks, it's no wonder. The floors upstairs and downstairs are 4 feet thick of concrete. The walls 2 feet thick with iron bar reinforcement. Hey, Poly Jail, they're #1 in prison confinement in the whole United States. Now see, they got to a certain point where they got so big, sure, they still built jails, but then they started building prisons. And they had just acquired themselves their newest piece of property, put the next prison on out on the West Coast. this little island called Alcatraz. Now see, this jail turned out so good here in St. Johns County, so solid and secure, no escapes. They're going to use several things out of this design right here. Put it together with a lot of other ideas they got too. Once they get it all together, they're going to use that as a model when they build Alcatraz. Now, does anybody have any questions about anything you have seen or heard? Okay, very well, folks. Just do these things if you don't do anything else, okay? That way you're going to see everything upstairs. Walk around the whole entire outside of the cell block. Everything on all these different walls has something different you can look at, read, and see. Go inside right here behind me. This is where the men stayed in a general population, and this young man over here just made a mention. These are little tiny rooms. Yes, they are. Here's the reason why. They only slept in these rooms. The men, they only slept in here. They woke up in the morning, ate their grits at that table, went outside, worked 12, 16 hours a day, came back, ate their beans, and went directly to bed. So these rooms are not used for anything except sleeping. And no wonder, guys, wouldn't you do the same thing after working so long and knowing at 4 o'clock the next morning it started all over? Yes, I would have done the same thing too. I would have went directly to bed, and that's what they did. Now, after you look at everything in this room, don't forget there's 2 sides of this building. Go up these 2 steps, turn left, take an immediate right. You'll see the 2 bedrooms I was talking about upstairs, also with gas lighting. And folks, we have one addition, but I want to give you a little heads up about this. Now, when you go up these 2 steps and go straight ahead, if you turn left, you're going to see 2 white doors. They look like saloon doors, okay? Now, these saloon doors, if you look behind them, you're going to see a lot of information about the hangings that took place at this jail. But you're also going to see the real pictures of these hangings. They're not fake. It's a real deal, okay? So, if you have little ones with you, you might want to go in those rooms first to make sure it's okay for the young ones to see them. So, I just want to tell you about it before I leave. So the little ones don't get away from me and accidentally walk in there before you do. Okay? So just want to make sure. All right.
Thank you.
Now, one thing I don't want you to do is go down them steps because your exit is not there. Okay? Your exit is right over there which says thank you for visiting the jail. Guys, thank you for going through the jail with me. It's been my pleasure. Again, my name is Deputy Slaughter. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been here. Did you ever exit? Did I take pictures of you?
I like all of them. Oh, there's more over here. Guns used in crimes. Is that the same thing over there? Oh, I didn't even read it. Whoops. So it doesn't say the crimes, but that's a good one. It's a boot. It's a boot gun. Oh. Yes? How do you what?
Get a ball.
I don't know. What's a handmade gun? Oops, sorry. Look at that. It's like wood. You can see how the barrel's made and everything, and you can see at the end how the hammer is. It's just like the old toy gun where you pull back.
So this stuff was made by the prisoners.
Yeah, confiscated from prisoners of what year is that?
Wow.
91 to 53.
What? These people are crazy.
They got a ball.
Well, they're here for a reason. You can see, look, it's a picture of someone sleeping. What? What, that gun is in Fortnite, you said?
It's a peacock.
Oh, okay. A flare gun. Huh. Okay. Oh no, look, someone's sleeping. Oh no, there's someone up there too. Oops, sorry.
Okay, you guys ready to exit?
Let's just go in the middle real quick. You don't look that happy. That's alright. There's only 2 of them in there.
People that make jokes about
Damien, go to jail. I said go to jail. I am in jail. Let me take a picture. I think I just caught an orb. There was another one. Those are orbs. That can't be dust. There's no way that's dust. Okay, maybe it's dust.
Protecting orbs?
Yeah, they look like orbs.
Oh, what's this stuff on the door?
See, it looks like dust. I swear some of them had to be an orb. Go over there so I'm gonna take a picture of you and Grandma. Right there's fine, or if you want to go all the way back there, go ahead. We'll look at the pictures last. Here, stand next to them so I can take a picture. Smile. Even though you can't tell. Okay. It's another typewriter. Anything on this side? Interesting. Ooh.
Oh, nice outside.
The rope and hood. Oh, sorry. There they are. Oh, thank you, Mom. Okay. Go ahead. You can hold the rail. We'll just sanitize your hand, Damien.